Today, I want to share a powerful principle that can transform your life, your relationships, and your destiny. It's simple, yet profound. Never react when someone hurts you. Why? Because the way you respond in moments of pain defines not just that moment, but the person. Mastering your emotions is one of the most profound skills you can develop in life. You become. Let's explore 6 key points to master this principle. When someone hurts you, it's natural to feel a surge of emotions: anger, frustration, sadness, or even betrayal. These feelings are valid. They are part of the human experience. But here's the key: while emotions are natural, letting them control your actions is a choice, and often the wrong one. Emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It means acknowledging them, understanding them, and ultimately deciding how you will act despite them. Think about it. When someone says or does something hurtful, what's your first instinct? For most of us, it's to react impulsively. We may lash out in anger, retreat into silence, or let our hurt spill over into other areas of our life. But what does that accomplish? Reacting in the heat of the moment often worsens the situation, damages relationships, and leaves us feeling worse in the long run. Emotional mastery is about breaking that cycle. It's about pausing, reflecting, and responding in a way that aligns with your values and long-term goals. The first step in mastering your emotions is awareness. You can't control what you don't recognize. When someone hurts you, take a moment to identify what you're feeling. Are you angry because you feel disrespected? Are you sad because their words touched an old wound? Are you frustrated because you feel misunderstood? Naming your emotions gives you clarity, and with clarity comes the ability to act intentionally. Once you've identified your emotions, the next step is to detach from them. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, but rather creating a mental space between the emotion and your reaction. Think of it as stepping back to observe yourself from a distance. Imagine you're a third-party observer watching the situation unfold. What would you advise yourself to do? This perspective helps you see the bigger picture and prevents you from getting swept away by the intensity of the moment. Breathing is a simple yet powerful tool in this process. When emotions run high, your body goes into a fight or flight mode, and your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. By taking slow, deep breaths, you signal to your brain that you're safe and in control. This physiological shift calms your nervous system, giving you the clarity to choose your next steps wisely. Another critical aspect of emotional mastery is understanding the root cause of your feelings. Often, our reactions to hurt are amplified by past experiences. A harsh comment from someone might trigger memories of similar pain from years ago, making the present situation feel bigger than it is. By understanding these triggers, you can separate the past from the present and respond to the current situation rather than the accumulated weight of old wounds. Emotional mastery also involves shifting your perspective. When someone hurts you, it's easy to take it personally, but most of the time, their actions say more about them than about you. Perhaps they're projecting their insecurities, frustrations, or pain onto you. Recognizing this doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can help you depersonalize the hurt and respond with compassion rather than retaliation. One of the most powerful tools in mastering your emotions is reframing the situation. Instead of seeing the hurtful action as an attack, view it as an opportunity to grow. Each challenge is a chance to practice patience, strengthen your resilience, and deepen your understanding of yourself and others. When you reframe the experience in this way, you shift from being a victim of the situation to being its master. It's also important to set boundaries internally and externally. Internally, this means deciding what kind of person you want to be and committing to actions that align with that vision. Externally, it means communicating your limits to others and holding them accountable for their behavior. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean tolerating mistreatment. It means responding to it in a way that upholds your dignity and values. Emotional mastery requires practice. You won't get it perfect every time, and that's okay. Each moment of hurt is an opportunity to practice and strengthen this skill. Over time, you'll notice that situations that once triggered intense reactions no longer have the same power over you. You'll find yourself calmer, more centered, and more in control of your life. Mastering your emotions is about reclaiming your power. When you let your emotions dictate your actions, you give away your control to external circumstances. But when you learn to manage your emotions, you take back that power. You become the author of your story, not a character reacting to the plot twists. In moments of hurt, remind yourself of your higher purpose. What kind of person do you aspire to be? What legacy do you want to leave? Keeping these questions in mind helps you rise above the immediate pain and respond in a way that reflects your best self. Emotional mastery is not about being perfect, it's about progress. It's about choosing again and again to act with intention and integrity, no matter what life throws your way. When someone hurts you, there's a natural instinct to react. A harsh word might be met with an equally cutting remark. A betrayal might trigger an immediate act of revenge. A slight against your character might drive you to lash out, defend, or retaliate. But reacting, while it may feel satisfying in the moment, is a sign of weakness. It's a reflex, a knee-jerk action driven by emotions rather than thought. True strength lies not in reacting, but in responding a deliberate, measured, and intentional choice. Reaction is impulsive. It bypasses the filter of reason and reflection driven by the heat of the moment. When you react, you allow your emotions to take control. Think about the times you've reacted to someone's hurtful words or actions. Perhaps you yelled back, slammed the door, or sent a message you later regretted. In those moments, your reaction didn't resolve the situation or bring you peace. Instead, it likely escalated the conflict, made you feel worse, or left you with regret. This is the essence of why reaction is weakness. It's a surrender to emotion, a loss of control, and often a step away from who you truly want to be. Responding, on the other hand, is strength. It requires you to pause, reflect, and decide how to act in a way that aligns with your values and goals. Responding isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about managing them. It's about recognizing the surge of anger, hurt, or frustration and choosing not to let those feelings dictate your actions. When you respond, you take back your power. You decide rather than letting the situation or the other person decide for you. One of the most critical distinctions between reaction and response is the role of intention. A reaction is often thoughtless, driven purely by the desire to protect or defend. It's reactive in the truest sense of the word, a reflexive action to an external stimulus. A response, however, is thoughtful. It considers the long-term impact of your actions, the dynamics of the situation, and the kind of person you aspire to be. Responding requires you to rise above the immediacy of your emotions and look at the bigger picture. Imagine a scenario where someone insults you in a public setting. The immediate reaction might be to snap back with an equally hurtful comment. But what does that accomplish? It might give you a fleeting sense of satisfaction, but it also reinforces a cycle of negativity. You stoop to their level and the situation escalates. Now consider the alternative responding. Instead of snapping back, you take a moment to pause. You acknowledge the insult but refuse to let it provoke you. Perhaps you choose to address it calmly, or you decide to walk away entirely. In doing so, you maintain your dignity, set a powerful example, and avoid giving the other person control over your emotions. Responding also demonstrates maturity and emotional intelligence. It shows that you're capable of managing your emotions, even in challenging situations. This doesn't mean you're weak or passive. On the contrary, it takes immense strength to choose calmness over chaos, patience over impulsiveness, and wisdom over vengeance. When you respond rather than react, you send a clear message: I am in control of myself. I won't let external circumstances dictate my behavior. The ability to respond rather than react is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. It begins with awareness. When you feel the sting of someone's words or actions, pause. Notice the urge to react. Pay attention to the emotions bubbling to the surface: anger, frustration, sadness. Recognize these feelings without judgment. This pause, however brief, creates a space between the stimulus and your action. It's in this space that your power lies. Once you've paused, reflect on the situation. What is the other person's intention? Are they trying to provoke you? Are they projecting their own insecurities or frustrations onto you? Often understanding the motivations behind someone's actions can help you respond with empathy rather than anger. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but it allows you to see it for what it is: a reflection of them, not you. Next, consider the outcome you want. What will reacting achieve? Will it resolve the issue, strengthen your relationships, or bring you peace? Or will it create more conflict, damage your reputation, and leave you feeling drained? Now think about responding. How can you address the situation in a way that aligns with your values and serves your long-term goals? This might mean choosing to have a calm and honest conversation, setting a boundary, or simply walking away. Responding also requires self-discipline. It's not easy to resist the urge to react, especially when emotions are running high. But discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Each time you choose to respond instead of reacting, you reinforce the habit of self-control. Over time, this habit becomes second nature. It's also important to understand that responding doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or avoiding conflict. It's about addressing the situation with intention and purpose. For example, if someone disrespects you, responding might mean calmly stating that their behavior is unacceptable and setting a clear boundary. It's not about letting them off the hook. It's about handling the situation in a way that upholds your integrity and ensures your peace of mind. When you master the art of responding, you gain a powerful sense of control over your life. You're no longer at the mercy of external events or other people's behavior. You become proactive rather than reactive, choosing your actions based on your values rather than your emotions. This control is empowering. It allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace, resilience, and strength. The choice to respond rather than react is a reflection of the kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be someone who is easily provoked, who lets others dictate your emotions and actions? Or do you want to be someone who is calm, composed, and in control? Every interaction, every challenge, every hurtful comment is an opportunity to choose the latter. Reaction is weakness because it gives away your power. Response is strength because it reclaims it. So the next time someone hurts you, take a deep breath, pause, reflect, and choose to respond in a way that reflects your highest self. In doing so, you not only rise above the situation, but also set a powerful example for others to follow. One of the most liberating truths in life is realizing that you cannot control other people. You cannot dictate their thoughts, their actions, or their words. People will do what they do, often for reasons that have little to do with you. They may act out of their own insecurities, fears, or pain. They may misunderstand you, disagree with you, or even intentionally hurt you. The actions of others are a reflection of who they are, not who you are. And while this realization can be frustrating, it also holds the key to your freedom. Although you cannot control others, you can always control yourself. When someone hurts you, your initial instinct might be to change them. You might think, if only they could see my point of view, they'd stop behaving this way. Or if I confront them, they'll understand how much they've hurt me. But the truth is, you have no guarantee of altering another person's behavior. People change only when they choose to, and that choice is entirely theirs. Trying to control someone else is like trying to hold water in your hands. It's an impossible task that leaves you frustrated and empty. What you can control, however, is how you respond to the hurt. You have the power to choose your reaction, your mindset, and your actions. This is where your true strength lies. Instead of wasting energy trying to control others, focus that energy inward. Ask yourself, how can I handle this situation in a way that aligns with my values and protects my peace? This shift in focus from others to yourself is transformative. Controlling yourself begins with self-awareness. When someone's actions hurt you, it's easy to get swept up in a wave of emotions, anger, sadness, resentment, or frustration. But before you act on those feelings, pause and take a moment to reflect. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling it? Is this hurt really about the other person, or is it touching on something deeper within you? For example, if someone criticizes you, does it hurt because you value their opinion, or because it echoes a self-doubt you've been carrying? Understanding your emotions helps you respond from a place of clarity rather than reactivity. Self-control also involves setting boundaries. While you can't control how others treat you, you can control what you tolerate. If someone's behavior is consistently hurtful, it's within your power to create distance, communicate your boundaries, or even remove them from your life if necessary. Setting boundaries isn't about changing the other person, it's about protecting yourself. It's about saying, this is what I will accept, and this is what I won't. By enforcing boundaries, you take responsibility for your well-being rather than relying on others to treat you the way you wish they would. Another aspect of controlling yourself is choosing your perspective. When someone hurts you, it's easy to focus on their behavior and how it affects you. But what if you shifted your perspective? What if you viewed the situation as an opportunity for growth rather than a source of pain? For example, instead of thinking, why did they do this to me? Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? This shift doesn't minimize the hurt, but it empowers you to find meaning and growth in the situation. It helps you take ownership of your response and move forward with strength and wisdom. Choosing your perspective also means recognizing that other people's actions often have little to do with you. When someone lashes out, it's often a reflection of their own struggles, fears, or insecurities. Understanding this can help you take their actions less personally. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but it allows you to respond with compassion rather than anger. It helps you see that their actions are about them, not you. Controlling yourself also means letting go of the need for validation or approval from others. When someone hurts you, it's natural to want them to acknowledge their actions, apologize, or change. But placing your happiness or peace of mind in someone else's hands gives them power over you. Instead, focus on finding validation within yourself. Remind yourself of your worth, independent of anyone else's opinion or behavior. This self-assurance is your anchor, keeping you steady even when others try to shake you. Forgiveness is another powerful way to exercise control over yourself. Forgiving someone who has hurt you doesn't mean condoning their behavior or forgetting what happened. It means choosing to release the anger, resentment, or bitterness that weighs you down. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, not the other person. It's a way of saying, I refuse to let this hurt define me or control my future. By forgiving, you take back your power and free yourself to move forward. Self-control also involves choosing your focus. When someone hurts you, it's easy to dwell on the pain, replaying the situation in your mind and imagining all the things you could have said or done differently. But this only keeps you stuck in the hurt. Instead, shift your focus to what you can control: your goals, your passions, your personal growth. Channel your energy into something positive and meaningful. By doing so, you take control of your life and refuse to let someone else's actions dictate your path. Controlling yourself means practicing patience and grace. Change doesn't happen overnight, and neither does healing. There will be moments when you slip up, when the hurt feels overwhelming, or when you react in a way you wish you hadn't. But each moment is a chance to try again, to choose a different response, and to grow stronger. Be patient with yourself as you navigate the journey of self-mastery. In the end, controlling yourself is about reclaiming your power. It's about recognizing that while you can't control what others say or do, you have complete control over how you respond. It's about focusing on what you can change: your thoughts, your actions, your mindset, and letting go of what you can't. By doing so, you free yourself from the burden of trying to change others and instead focus on becoming the best version of yourself. This is where your strength lies. This is where your freedom begins. Protecting your peace is one of the most valuable commitments you can make to yourself. In a world full of chaos, conflict, and negativity, your inner peace is your sanctuary, your safe haven. It's what keeps you grounded amidst the storms of life. When someone hurts you, challenges you, or disrupts your sense of well-being, it's easy to let your peace slip away. But allowing others to rob you of your calm and clarity comes at a cost. Your peace is your greatest asset, and safeguarding it should be a priority, not an afterthought. Your peace is what allows you to think clearly, act intentionally, and live in alignment with your values. When you're at peace, you're better equipped to handle life's challenges, maintain healthy relationships, and pursue your goals. Conversely, when your peace is disrupted, everything feels harder. You may find yourself reacting impulsively, dwelling on negativity, or feeling stuck in a cycle of stress and frustration. This is why protecting your peace is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. One of the most important ways to protect your peace is by setting boundaries. Boundaries are the limits you establish to protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. They're not about controlling others, they're about taking responsibility for your own needs and priorities. When someone's behavior threatens your peace, a boundary helps you create distance and maintain your balance. For example, if someone consistently speaks to you in a hurtful way, a boundary might involve calmly communicating that their behavior is unacceptable and choosing to disengage if it continues. Boundaries are a powerful way to honor your peace while still showing respect to others. Another crucial aspect of protecting your peace is letting go of what you can't control. So often, we waste energy trying to change people, fix situations, or fight battles that aren't ours to fight. This need for control can create unnecessary stress and rob us of our peace. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. Letting go of the need to control everything doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're choosing to prioritize your peace over things that are beyond your influence. Protecting your peace also involves being mindful of the energy you allow into your life. The people you surround yourself with, the content you consume, and the environments you spend time in all have a profound impact on your state of mind. If certain relationships, habits, or situations consistently drain your energy or disrupt your peace, it may be time to reevaluate them. Surround yourself with positivity, inspiration, and support. Seek out relationships and activities that uplift you, and don't be afraid to walk away from anything that no longer serves your well-being. Another way to protect your peace is to practice forgiveness. Holding on to anger, resentment, or grudges only weighs you down and keeps you tied to the pain of the past. Forgiveness isn't about excusing someone's behavior or forgetting what they've done. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional burden of carrying that hurt. When you forgive, you reclaim your peace and redirect your energy toward healing and moving forward. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, not to the other person. Mindfulness is another powerful tool for protecting your peace. When you're mindful, you're fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts and emotions without judgment. This practice helps you stay grounded and focused, even in the face of challenges. Mindfulness allows you to recognize when your peace is being threatened and respond intentionally rather than reacting impulsively. Whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply taking a moment to pause and reflect, mindfulness helps you cultivate a sense of calm and clarity that supports your inner peace. Protecting your peace also means being selective about where you invest your time and energy. Life is full of distractions and demands, and it's easy to get caught up in things that don't truly matter. To protect your peace, prioritize what's most important to you. Focus on your goals, values, and relationships that bring you joy and fulfillment. Learn to say no to anything that doesn't align with your priorities or adds unnecessary stress to your life. By being intentional about how you spend your time and energy, you create space for peace to flourish. Practicing gratitude is another powerful way to protect your peace. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your perspective from lack to abundance. Gratitude helps you see the positive aspects of your life, even in challenging times, and reminds you of the blessings you have. This mindset fosters a sense of contentment and peace that can't easily be shaken by external circumstances. Make it a habit to reflect on what you're grateful for each day, and watch how it transforms your outlook and strengthens your peace. Protecting your peace requires self-compassion. Life is full of ups and downs, and you won't always handle every situation perfectly. You'll have moments of anger, frustration, or doubt, and that's okay. The key is to be kind to yourself, acknowledge your humanity, and commit to doing better next time. Self-compassion allows you to approach life with patience and grace, which are essential for maintaining your peace. Protecting your peace is about making choices that honor your well-being. It's about recognizing that your inner calm is a precious resource and treating it as such. When you prioritize your peace, you empower yourself to navigate life's challenges with strength, clarity, and resilience. You create a life that reflects your values, supports your growth, and fosters true happiness. And most importantly, you remind yourself that no matter what happens, your peace is yours to protect, cherish, and nurture. Life is filled with moments of hurt, pain, and disappointment. Whether it's from a betrayal, a loss, or a misunderstanding, the experience of being hurt is universal. But how you respond to this hurt makes all the difference. You can choose to let the hurt define you, hold you back, and keep you stuck. Or you can choose to turn that hurt into fuel for growth. The key to transforming pain into progress lies in your perspective and your willingness to use adversity as a stepping stone toward becoming a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. When hurt strikes, it's easy to fall into the trap of victimhood. It's natural to feel angry, betrayed, or sad when someone or something causes you pain. But if you allow yourself to stay in that victim mindset, you lose the opportunity to learn from the experience and move forward. The moment you see yourself as a victim, you give away your power. You relinquish control over your life and let the circumstances dictate your emotions and actions. On the other hand, when you decide to turn hurt into fuel for growth, you take back your power. You choose to learn from the experience, grow from the pain, and use it as motivation to become better. Turning hurt into growth begins with shifting your perspective. Instead of viewing the pain as something that happened to you, try to see it as something that happened for you. This doesn't mean that the hurt is justified or that it wasn't difficult, but it means that you're open to the possibility that there is a lesson in the experience. Every challenge, every setback, and every painful moment carries with it an opportunity for growth. When you change your mindset from victimhood to empowerment, you can start to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? This shift in perspective turns pain into purpose and gives you the power to transform your experiences. One of the most powerful ways to use hurt as fuel for growth is by reflecting on the situation. When you've been hurt, take the time to process your emotions. Don't suppress them or rush through them. Allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. But don't stop there. Ask yourself what the experience is teaching you about yourself, about others, and about life in general. Is there a pattern in how you've been treated? What does that reveal about your boundaries, your self-worth, or your expectations? Are there aspects of the situation you could have handled differently? And if so, what can you learn from those moments? Reflection allows you to extract wisdom from the pain and use it to grow. Another key element of turning hurt into growth is forgiveness. Holding on to grudges, anger, or resentment only keeps you anchored in the past and prevents you from moving forward. Forgiveness is not about excusing the behavior or forgetting the hurt. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional burden that weighs you down. When you forgive, you release the hold that pain has over you, and you create space for healing and growth. Forgiveness is an act of self-love. It allows you to move past the pain and reclaim your peace. It's not about the person who hurt you. It's about you taking control of your life and choosing to no longer let their actions define your future. Turning hurt into fuel for growth also involves building resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going even when life knocks you down. The more you experience pain and overcome it, the more resilient you become. Each time you turn a hurtful experience into an opportunity for growth, you strengthen your mental, emotional, and spiritual resilience. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to test your strength, refine your character, and deepen your understanding of yourself. Resilience is built through the very act of facing difficulty head-on and choosing to emerge from it stronger than before. When you turn hurt into fuel for growth, you also cultivate greater empathy and compassion for others. Pain has a way of softening our hearts. When you experience suffering, you gain a deeper understanding of what others might be going through. This makes you more compassionate, patient, and kind, both to yourself and to those around you. You begin to see that everyone has their battles, and you approach others with a greater sense of understanding. This empathy not only helps you connect with others more deeply, but also allows you to be a source of support and encouragement to those who are struggling. Turning hurt into growth also requires letting go of the need for external validation. When someone hurts you, it's easy to look for approval, recognition, or apology from them. But relying on others to make you feel better only puts your happiness in their hands. Instead, focus on finding validation within yourself. Remind yourself that you are worthy regardless of how others treat you. This inner validation becomes a powerful tool for healing and growth. It gives you the strength to move forward without waiting for anyone to give you permission to do so. Moreover, the act of turning hurt into fuel for growth can lead to a deeper connection with your purpose. Often, pain forces us to slow down, reflect, and reevaluate what's truly important. It has a way of clarifying our priorities and pushing us to realign with our values. When you face adversity, it can be a catalyst for rediscovering what you're passionate about and what truly matters to you. This renewed sense of purpose can drive you to pursue your goals with greater focus and determination, knowing that you've already survived difficult situations and are capable of overcoming anything that comes your way. It's also important to recognize that growth doesn't happen immediately after experiencing hurt. Healing takes time. You may need to grieve, process, and work through the emotions before you can truly see the lessons in your pain. But trust that growth is happening. Just as the process of turning hurt into growth takes time, so too does the process of healing. Be patient with yourself and understand that each step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward becoming the person you are meant to be. Turning hurt into fuel for growth is about choosing to rise above the pain, to learn from the experience, and to use that knowledge to become a stronger, more resilient individual. It's about reclaiming your power, forgiving, reflecting, building resilience, and living with a sense of purpose. By choosing to transform hurt into growth, you not only overcome the pain, but you also create a deeper, more meaningful life. Your future is too significant, too full of potential to be derailed by small-minded people. Too often, we allow the opinions, criticisms, and negativity of others to take root in our minds and hearts, affecting our actions, emotions, and progress. It's easy to get caught up in trying to please or prove something to others, but doing so comes at a high cost. Your future, with all its potential, cannot afford to be shaped or controlled by people who are too small in character, vision, or understanding. This doesn't mean that you should disregard others or be dismissive of their opinions, but rather that you must learn to keep your focus on your greater vision and recognize that small-minded people have no place in determining the trajectory of your life. When we talk about small people, we're not referring to their physical size, but to their limited thinking, narrow perspective, and inability to see beyond their own circumstances. Small-minded individuals tend to project their own fears, insecurities, and limitations onto others. They often struggle with seeing the bigger picture or understanding the potential of what others can achieve. They may criticize, belittle, or judge you based on their own experiences and assumptions, rather than encouraging you to grow, expand, and strive for greatness. Their smallness is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a reflection of their inability to imagine what's possible beyond their own limited worldview. The truth is, the vast majority of people you encounter in life will not understand your vision, your dreams, or your aspirations. This is especially true if your dreams are big, unconventional, or require you to go against the grain. People often try to hold others back because they are uncomfortable with the possibility of someone else succeeding, particularly if they believe that success in a particular area is unattainable for themselves. Rather than being inspired by someone's ambition or drive, small-minded individuals are more likely to criticize or try to bring them down. This stems from their own unresolved issues, but it is important to remember that their limitations are not your responsibility to carry. It's easy to fall victim to the influence of these small-minded people, especially when they are close to us, family members, friends, colleagues, or even mentors. The closer someone is to you, the more weight their words can carry. We naturally seek validation from those we trust and respect. However, it is vital to understand that just because someone's opinion feels weighty doesn't mean it should define your decisions or your future. Not everyone's opinion is equally valuable, and it's important to recognize when someone's perspective is not aligned with the vision you hold for your life. It's essential to take a step back and assess whether the people you're allowing to influence your decisions are those who are genuinely supporting your growth and aligning with your dreams, or if they are simply projecting their own limitations onto you. One of the most important things you can do is learn to block out negativity. It's crucial to filter the voices in your life, giving space only to those who support your vision, challenge you to grow, and encourage you to aim higher. Surround yourself with people who believe in the possibilities, people who uplift you, and people who challenge you in constructive ways. These are the voices that will guide you towards success, not those who constantly remind you of why something can't be done. The negative voices can drown out your inner strength and the clarity of your purpose if you let them. Your future is too important to be shaped by their limited views. When you're faced with criticism or negativity, it's essential to remind yourself of your purpose. Your goals and ambitions are not for the approval of others. They are a reflection of your true potential and the impact you wish to have on the world. If you allow the opinions of small-minded people to dictate your actions, you may miss out on the very thing you're meant to achieve. The bigger your dreams, the more resistance you will face. This resistance often comes from people who are unable to comprehend your vision because it exceeds their own beliefs of what is possible. But this is a reflection of their smallness, not a reflection of the potential of your future. The future you're building isn't for them, it's for you. It's easy to get distracted by the criticisms of others, especially when those criticisms are rooted in fear or misunderstanding. But you have to remember that their fears and doubts are not your own. The success, happiness, and fulfillment that you are striving for are not contingent upon the approval of anyone else. Small-minded people may try to derail you by casting doubt on your abilities or questioning your ambitions. But the truth is, they do not have the power to define your worth or your path. Only you can do that. A key part of building a future that is too big to be derailed by small people is developing an unwavering belief in yourself and your purpose. It's essential to cultivate self-confidence not as a defense against criticism, but as a means of staying grounded in the face of opposition. When you believe in yourself and in your ability to create the future you desire, the opinions of others become less influential. You don't need anyone else's validation to know that you are capable, deserving, and worthy of success. Your belief in your own potential becomes the driving force that propels you forward, regardless of the obstacles or criticisms you may face. This is not to say that you should ignore constructive feedback or shut yourself off from those who genuinely have your best interests at heart. Feedback, when it's helpful, is a tool for growth. But it's crucial to differentiate between feedback that is intended to help you improve and criticism that is rooted in fear or a lack of understanding. Criticism that comes from small-minded people often has no real substance or value. They may offer opinions without truly understanding the effort, thought, and purpose behind your work. The only opinion that matters in the end is your own. In order to prevent small-minded people from derailing your future, you must stay true to your vision. This vision will serve as your compass, guiding you through moments of doubt, difficulty, and distraction. When you know where you're headed, when you have a clear sense of purpose, nothing and no one can stop you. Your vision will give you the strength to rise above negativity, to remain focused on your goals, and to keep moving forward even when faced with opposition. Another key to staying focused on your future is developing resilience. The road to success is not smooth, and there will be moments where you feel tempted to quit or question your path. It is in these moments that the opinions of small-minded people can seem the loudest. But resilience is the ability to keep going, even when the going gets tough. It's about maintaining your focus, staying committed to your purpose, and refusing to let anyone or anything throw you off course. Building resilience means understanding that setbacks are a natural part of growth and learning to view them as opportunities rather than obstacles. The more resilient you become, the less influence small-minded people will have over your life. Your future is yours to shape. Don't let small-minded people make it smaller than it should be. When you stay true to your vision, build your self-belief, and remain resilient in the face of challenges, you'll create a future so big, so full of potential, that no negativity or criticism can derail it. Your future is too important to let small people stand in the way of the greatness you are destined for. Focus on what you can control: your actions, your mindset, and your vision, and let everything else fall away. When you do, you'll find that the only person who can derail your future is you.